State your name and where you're from.
My name is Min Young Cho. I'm from South Korea, and I lived in Bolivia for high school. I believe we have what is it, the Christian culture because around me I know many Christian schools and students, and they have a passion about Christians, and what is that? And they also do the mission trip thing.
What's your name and where are you from?
Hi, my name's Greg Weil. I'm originally from Las Vegas, Nevada.
All right, and when you were in Las Vegas, how would you define Christian culture, and did you see it there?
Growing up in Las Vegas, I saw, in some ways, Christian culture in the church I was at. That was much like Thomas Road, but in the culture as a whole, there was not Christianity being shown. It's called Sin City for a reason. It's devoid of Christianity. It's devoid of God's love. It's devoid of any form of Christian influence. As far as the whole concept of the Christian culture, I personally don't believe that such a thing can exist until Christ comes back and sets up his eternal kingdom in a perfect, idealistic world. The reason for that is because when we hear the word Christian culture, we think, oh, well, Christ is completely involved in this area of culture. This Christ has completely taken over this field, whether it be media, sports, different things like that. But we don't see that in any culture, really. It's all, maybe like in South America, we'll see guys on football teams, soccer teams to us, maybe getting down on one knee, doing a Hail Mary and stuff. But is that really Christian culture? Is that really something that Christ is actually influencing into culture, or is that something of culture influencing into Christianity? So, when it comes to Christian culture, when it comes to the idea and the concept of a culture solely dedicated to Christ, perhaps, I think it doesn't even exist on a Christian canvas, let alone in a whole society of people from different backgrounds, different religious beliefs, different systems, living together, coexisting.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name's Clarina, and I was born and raised in the Netherlands, but moved to Canada almost 5 years ago.
All right. What to you is Christian culture? Can you just define that and tell us a little bit about how you define that?
Christian culture, I believe it's you could define it as just a situation where there's a lot of people all with the same belief and who all express it in the same way. There's a lot of different ways, I guess you could define, since there's so many different types of denominations and types of Christians. One of the ways, I guess, I grew up with it is back in the Netherlands. They have this really big event around in June, Pentecost, and they have a big event where 40,000 Christians come together and camp together for a weekend. It's kind of like how they have Passion here, but it's like a whole weekend, and everybody just camping together and living together for a weekend. Yeah, I guess the Christian culture, mostly just different people expressing the same belief and living together for the same common goal.
I'm Jasmine Lawrence, and I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. Yeah.
Do you believe there is such thing as a Christian culture, and how would you define the Christian culture?
I guess I could say there's a Christian culture. I would say Christian culture is what people make it, because I know there's a lot of denominations in the church, and they have their own traditional values and everything like that. So I guess I can define Christian culture off of what the denominations define Christianity as, and how they carry themselves in their own church and outside the church.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Brent Grouse. I'm from Alpharetta, Georgia.
All right. Do you believe there is a Christian culture, first of all, and that if you do believe there is, can you please explain it?
I think there is a Christian culture, and if not, there should be. Obviously, if you think of culture today, it's a lot of opposing ideas to the biblical worldview. I think as Christians, we should go against that culture and push for truth in a loving manner. And so as Christians, our culture should be to live against the culture, kind of a counterculture movement, if you want to say. So that's what I think. I think there is, and rightfully so.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Jonathan Coggin. I was born in Uganda, but I live in Mobile, Alabama.
All right. Do you believe there is a Christian culture, and if so, can you define that for us?
Yeah, depends. In different parts of the world, they are. My parents are missionaries in Uganda, and you would say 70% of the culture there, they would say is Christian, but it's mainly Roman Catholic. They have different beliefs. In America, you would say about 90% of it is Christian. That's what they would say. Culture, to properly define it, I wouldn't say it's a Christian culture. They consider themselves Christians, but the morals are not the same basic things as today. Now, back in history, you go back to, of course, you have the Puritans. They had work ethics, they had values which were, of course, biblically based. You would say that was a Christian culture. They had good values, but those values were derived from something, you know. They had the backing of it, and they used the Bible to back up those values. Whereas now we're just going from place to place, we're jumping around. So I would say it's getting lost. There was a Christian culture. America was founded with a Christian foundation, but it's getting lost. So Christian culture, yes, there was, but it is getting lost.
What's your name and where are you from?
My name is Nissy. I'm from India and New Jersey.
All right. Do you believe there is a Christian culture, and how did you see that Christian culture in India?
I believe there is a Christian culture. It's very little in India. There's about 3% of Indians that are Christian in India. It's not very prominent. It's hard to be Christian. But when you do find Christianity, it's very routine-based and very ritual-based. So it's hard to find a personal relationship with God. But now I think it's growing and it's getting bigger in India. So, yeah.
Wow, man, I really feel like we learned a lot about Christian culture and what it is, the gist of it. We got different opinions about it. That's really great that, there are those different opinions because Christian culture is just so broad,
I feel like we definitely learned a lot about Christian culture in the way that people define it based on where they come from and the denomination of the church that they grew up in and stuff like that.
I agree. I think that the culture itself of an area really influences the Christian culture of that area. And that's what I was feeling by a lot of the answers that people gave.
You guys think there's anybody else we need to interview or get their opinion on?
Well, I feel like we're missing something really important. I just don't know what it is.
See enough. Let me tell you what the Christian culture is. Okay, as an Asian, in our view, the Christian culture is equal to the Western culture, especially American culture. In our opinion, we think all Americans are Christians, and the Christian culture is American culture. The reason we think Christian culture is American culture because everyone here is Christian because in all the American movie and TV shows, everyone, no matter they are bad people or good guys or bad guys, they all say, oh my God, oh my goodness, whatever, they are Christians. That's what I think. And another reason, we think all Americans think everything is holy, they think cow is holy and everything mom is holy and even poop is holy. So as an Asian, we think American culture is Christian culture, as we think Christian culture is.